Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Midnight bringing you another 5-0 Gauntlet for the Gauntlet Spell Lock. And this time I'm going to be bringing you a Spell deck. And you kind of cheat the no spell thing for the Gauntlet by having cards like Zhongqi and the new Chinese hero, as well as your hero power to constantly feed you spells. And, you know, cheating can sometimes be good. And, you know, if you can ride it to victory like I do in this game, hey, no one got hurt. So, anyways, the deck is really focused around taking the board like normal, and then having cards that are focused around interacting with constant spell use. I'll show you more in the games to come. See you then. It looks like it's going to be Chinese versus Roman. So I'm looking okay here. Not the best starting hand. Still mulliganed into a 7. I only really have the 1/2 drop in the deck, so it's not really that big of a deal. I'm really trying not to get screwed by this Bacchus here. I'm lucky that he did not get the attacks all enemies, or else he would have got a free hit there, and I don't know how much I would have been able to recover from this, honestly. It's very important to eliminate the Bacchus while you can, even if it puts you behind a little bit on tempo. I'm going to be looking here for an answer. I don't really have anything immediate, but I can at least keep him at 4 if I want to trade with my gladiator next turn. So it also opens up some options if I draw into my Imperial Soldier next turn, or also draw into my Baboon. Strange. I'm going to be going with the Stone Guardian here, considering he moved back. I always feel pretty good resolving a Stone Guardian in a format where there are no spells. It's going to be very hard for a Roman player to come get him without completely exposing his character. Alright, looks like he's going to be Noxing his Venus here. We're going to have to silence this Venus. She's one of the most single-handedly powerful cards in the game. Easy. Going to be keeping the board clear. Got some easy characters up front. Don't mind if they die. Obviously, damn, the Hercules pulling my Stone Guardian there and finishing him off was pretty annoying, but I still have a pretty decent advantage here, I'd say. Part of that is because of the double Jingweis in hand. Also having the second Zhongqi here, I'm going to be able to really power up these demon bags and turn what could be stalemates into blowouts for me. What I really need to just watch out for is the 6 drop that does 4 to all people. So I'm trying to stack my guys appropriately. Terra is also kind of a pain, but it's okay. Still got the second Zhongqi back here. Now would probably be a good time to Jingwei. Baboon's also a smart play here. I just need to keep this stupid growing guy's life down. It's going to be kind of annoying. Chieftains are always a pain when you've already used one silence and you've got more than 10 cards left. You're gonna have to really plan your game plan around getting rid of him, or else he will be your downfall. It's almost guaranteed. So what I'm going to be doing is really seeing if there's any help I can get off of this tornado here. Looking at how much damage I can get out of my demon bags, and really trying to plan this turn appropriately. Alright, Tribute to Stone is pretty good. First, however, I can get rid of the Terra, finish him off, and then take him out. So now all I have to deal with is this 10 damage guy here. Easier said than done, but with the baboon up, I can at least not worry about him one-shotting me here, because he'd have to use his hero power to remove the baboon as well as move his chieftain here. Trying to get some free shots here. It's really going to come down to who gets shot. Ooh, okay. Was unable to take down one of the stone guardians, but I have one more turn where he will not be able to attack me without using his hero power. So I really wanted to set up here. I got a decent amount of spells to throw at him next turn. That was probably the correct choice. I would definitely silence the stone golem, or stone guardian, sorry. And he also throws down another chieftain, which now that I draw into my dispeller, I feel a lot better. That was definitely bad placement on his part with that chieftain. Should have been up top and the 2/3 on bottom, and that made a big difference there. Ooh, I get a 1 in 5 there and strike down his stone guardian. It's really nice. Now with these overpowering odds here, my 3/7s can take a couple shots from these 3/3 stone guardians, which is why I have these baboons in the deck. Stone guardian is obviously the most powerful, or at least a top 3 card right now in this gauntlet, because of not having the ability to remove them for the most part, unless you're playing Chinese, of course. So a 3/7 is really good at running across the board. I'm sorry, a 3/7 range is really good at running across the board and taking out one of these guys even when they have full range. Of course, I dropped the game-breaking Guan Yu here. He's always stupidly powerful. The guy is pretty good as a 2/5/5 drop. I'd personally like to see him boosted up to a 6 drop and give him more attack. No more life, but tempo wise his cost needs to go up, in my opinion. Not that high res watches any of my videos, but I did see that they threw me a shout out on Twitter for my mortality video, so maybe someone is watching them. Well, thanks for that, guys. Put a lot of hard work into these, and I really enjoy your game, so you know, it's mutually beneficial here. Alright, and back to the game. Mr. Silence Guan Yu is going to start running across the field with his 2/5. No reason for him to stay in base at this point. Imperial Archer is now the most critical person to be guarding because of the silences, and because the second Imperial Archer, I'm feeling like this is about a wrap. Takes out my Gladiator. I think he realizes how much I still have on the board. Concedes. It's a good game. Alright, next game is going to be Chinese versus Chinese, and this looks like it's the longest game that we got of the 5, so hope you got snacks, guys. I've got a Stone Zocovesa, which is an Imperial Stout inspired by Mexican hot chocolate. It's absolutely delicious, but it's got lactose in it, so if you take pills, because I'm a lactard, and just not pleasant to be around after I've had dairy, to be honest. So, this is so far a slow game. Both of us are hero powering as our first 2 turns. And I drop the first creature being the Imperial Guard, and he's great. This is pretty much going to prevent this Nuwa from dropping anything in his front line. At least prevent him from doing it if he's smart. Considering he has the Medusa icon up here, he's at least one Gauntlet, and you know, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But it looks like he's coining up into a Gladiator. It's always a good choice. Probably going to be looking at a Gladiator of my own. Stone Guardian is not the correct play when the opponent has already saved up 1 and probably 2 of these Crescent Blades over the last couple turns. And why I saved up here is because I'm going to be trying to fire off a 3-shot Crescent Blade with an Imperial Archer next turn, assuming my Gladiator here still lives. That stops that plan, but still not a big deal. Can still get 2. Can't risk it. Gotta always take out the ranged guy on the board because it's free damage. And getting my 2/3 out of range here. Even though he snipes down my Imperial Archer, and it looks like he's about to get my guy here, picking up the Guan Yu changes all of it. I've got the board clearer in a format where you're not supposed to have board clears, so I'm about to Tiger Woods this game right here. Go on a tear. Just gotta avoid any car accidents. Takes down all the greats. Alright, so next turn we got Jingwei as a pretty good option, but Guan Yu is probably the better one. We really need to clear out some of this board here. Going to be able to take out both of the ranged here. I'm okay with having his 4/1 here, even if it trades into my Guan Yu after he Crescent Blades him. Okay with that though. We're both down to 1 unit on the board, mine being much more offensive, and the Stone Guardian, double Stone Guardian, really threatening that 4/4 there, probably forcing him to retreat. We'll see how he reacts, however. Oh, he Venators him. Very strange play there. Very strange. Alright, well, got my 3/3 here. The silenced one, I already know which one I'm going to run into his Venator. I'm going to baboon up. Ooh, actually I got the Jingwei. And save another Crescent Blade. And what's going to be happening here is me being quite a bit ahead now, establishing a little bit of a force, but with him playing the Aqua, it's kind of more back in his favor again. I can take him out here, but being that I'm only at 2 life, I'm going to power him up again to hopefully get additional shots out of this Guardian. This is going to be a tight one, that's for sure. Make sure to drop your zonkies before you kill stuff, obviously. Powering up those demon bags is very important. Very important. He's got a Guan Yu of his own. I'm going to be hit with some pain here. But luckily I already have a decay that came from my tornado there. Well, he killed everything and started spamming laughs at me. So now I'm going to go into Ruthless Magic Pro mode and wreck this guy's face. I don't know why people spam laugh when they lose all game, get one good play, and it's like, haha, I got you now. I don't know. Maybe it's just to get people like me on tilt, which sometimes it works, I'll admit. I'm going to finish off his Stone Guardian. Clearing his board. And now that I have my Yu Yi up front, it gets bounced, but that's just temporary. I don't know how good that Hua Bua is in this format. It's a tempo thing, but in a game with no spells, it's I guess in a game with no spells it's really good, but it's obviously very weak versus opposing new Hua deck, because, well, you just paid 3 to bounce one of his creatures. I mean, I guess it compares to Dispatch with Hindu, but I don't know. I think you have better ways to spend your mana, to be honest. Alright, well, he drops another Aqua, and really wish I had that card, if you're wondering why he's not in my deck. I have 0 of them, and I would be playing 2 if I had to. If I had 1, I'd be playing 1. He's obviously, how do you say, he's obviously strong in this deck. I'd be probably taking the baboons out and adding him in, because with him, you don't really have to worry about Stone Guardian as much. It takes 2 turns to get rid of him, and since you can't give Stone Guardian Celestial Armor because it's a spell in this format, if you have any stored up Crescent Blades, God, that would be pretty nice, to be honest. Much better than a baboon. Although I really like the baboon, it's probably much better. This game probably would have been as hard if it wasn't for the swings that he got when he played his Alquan. And so we got quite the standoff going here. He's got a lot of ranged units. I've got a lot of ranged units. But he's also got this Gladiator here. And he's also got that Imperial Archer in the back, which that's going to be a bit of a problem. So we're going to have to make some decisions here. The easy choice is to be silencing this Imperial Archer eventually. Can't be having him killing me over and over and over. And unfortunately, my Summoning Stone is definitely going to be taking some damage here. But It's better than losing more board tempo and more card disadvantage here. And Wukong is gonna do some damage here. He's a great card. I really like the Ox form. I know most people use the one that doubles your team's movement speed, but I really like the immediate on-board effect when you're getting attacked. So my opponent here has gone down to 2 cards in deck with 6 life on his summoning stone, still having the Nacon Warrior out, and I quickly noticed this, and I'm going to try to make him pay for this one. I have a really good chance of killing him by decking here, and not only is it very satisfying to do that, but oh, he just helped me even more. I think he just realized he drew his last card there. Okay, he's still got some good stuff left. That gave him some spell damage. Silencing the baboon, or I'd silence the guard here. Yeah, that's the correct play. Okay, well, it just took off 1 damage off of him. This is a hard choice. I need to keep him out of range of his ranged unit. He's going to be taking 2 damage next turn from, here we go, from the decking damage. And that means next turn he'll be taking 3 damage. So regardless of what he does here, I'll be winning unless he can kill me on this turn. Which, if he had focused earlier, he might have had a chance. Just getting a little extra out here. Trying to say good game. And we're on to the next game. So, this is a Nuwa versus Odin match, which I feel, with the improvements over the last month, Nuwa has every advantage over Odin in this game. You can really just go down to, say, 10 life and then smash him pretty good. Guan Yu's pretty ridiculous against this faction, and it's just an uphill battle, to be honest. Obviously a normal Spellwall deck looks different than this, but a normal Odin deck looks different than this too, but a lot of the similarities in how the decks play out are very applicable still in this matchup. So again, I'm hiding kind of in the back here. I'm afraid of getting my Imperial Guard in range of this Ymir, because he's going to get frozen and do no return damage. However, by doing this, it opens up my Gladiator to get attacked as well. But I think he's going to just take the damage he's got and see what he can force. Which, for example, here, he's going to get some damage out of me. But I'm hoping I can do this right. I have a 1 in 3 if I go with the Imperial Archer, which is just not worth it, to be honest. And I could have went greedy and went after that Harpy, but it just wasn't worth it. He takes out my Gladiator, which is pretty annoying. But I have a Tusky in hand, and he's in trouble. Should be able to finish off these guys. And by the time this Fafnir comes over and smacks my building, my Stone Guardian will finish him off. Just like Eliza Dushku. From a former video for you long-term viewers. Yeah, he's got me down to 13, but with the baboon in hand, I'm going to be definitely getting some protection going. Kind of considering just setting up more units in general. Having someone who can do 5 damage in one shot will be really nice against this Ymir. And then I can use the rest of my guys to focus down on all the decrepit bowmen that are going to pop out of this guy. He gets a gladiator down of his own. It looks like he's going to try to get into position here. Going for value rather than rushing my board. However, giving me a guard. Guard is stupidly powerful when put on a baboon. And this could be really nice. Baboon up. Start picking him off at this point. And now he's going to probably be able to get my Stone Guardian here. But I feel with him at 3 cards, me at 5. Ooh, except he silences the baboon. That was a really good play there. At this point, however, with that, he's kind of all in and needs to kind of ignore my board state and go completely for the summoning stone like he is. He has a chance of winning this, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying he really has to sell out to get that victory. And the fact that I have the second baboon with guard, which he couldn't know. Oh, and he silences that one too. I still have a solid lineman here, line of linemen in front of my summoning stone. I could be blocking Peyton Manning with a line like this. Look at that. Nothing's getting through. I'm going to keep increasing the amount of units between my summoning stone and his. Because as I said, I don't want any tomfoolery with him just blasting me out of nowhere. Okay. At this point, it looks like I think I have the game. There is nothing he can play, even Freya, to come back. He realizes it and concedes. And in the next game, we have Chinese versus Hindu. And I have an okay starting hand. After mulliganing it, I would say is a great hand. The only better thing I could have would be Imperial Soldier, but I honestly don't even like dropping those on 2 normally. Against Hindu, however, it's a really strong play. Huyi on 3, however, against his open board is equally as good. I don't think he knows what this character does because he just... Maybe that was just a draw card, but 3 mana draw card is not always the best use of your resources. Yeah. In that situation, if I was the Hindu player and I was just trying to use resources, I would have put my hero power in front of Huyi, blocking him from attacking the summoning stone, and maintaining card advantage while still stalling. I'm just saying. I don't know what his aim was, but especially, again, playing the Hive next to the character again. I think he's close to done with this. This is pretty dominant. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Concedes. Good game, man. Hopefully, you know, you can get a bit better break next game. Considering keeping this Guan Yu, and I do, against a Ra, you can almost always assume that they're going to be going late game. And an early Bastet is, however, not an indication of that in any way. He's opening up with what looks like a Beast Ra deck, something I've played before on Ranked, to pretty decent success. But I think I got a pretty good advantage against him in this matchup here. At this point, it'd probably be smart to just silence this stupid guy. It's more important to get tempo lead against a quick deck like this. If my HotG can just stand behind my Summoning Stone, even silenced in this state, and just plink off targets, I'm in a good position to win a war of attrition, and I'll eventually be able to get the board advantage, a clear board advantage that allows me to push forward and play less defensively. But we'll see how he responds to this. The Neath is obviously one of the most annoying cards to deal with. I'm really lucky to have this guy in range to go punch her right here, because otherwise I would have been in some serious trouble. I'm just going for the safe play here. I don't want to lose any of this position that I've built. Keeping his white tiger off on the side, not wanting to engage, and me being able to fully address what the opponent drops in front of me, and I've been able to handle that accordingly. Chao Fang is no threat to me at all, nor is this measly 2 damage this white tiger is trying to do to my Summoning Stone. I will, however, be strengthening my line, establishing an Imperial Archer, and I'm going to be going Buku on this guy next turn with a Guan Yu plus, probably. It's not bad. As he's weakening these guys, I'm happy. I'm not very happy with that. I'm going to have to address him very soon. A Thoth left unchecked is quite a problem. Drop the Guan Yu. Corner this guy over here. And take him out. Well worth it. I unfortunately think I missed an attack on my Shuki up top. Maybe I missed it, but I don't believe I actually attacked him. So that would have been it would have saved the guy he just killed, but it would have, however, allowed me to deal with something else next turn, which unfortunately I don't have that option at this point. I do, however, have a decent amount of ranged units here. Baboon in hand, Jingwei in hand, and ability to keep pumping out spells. So while I'm at 19 and he's at 25, he's now down to 2 life, and I am at 19. I'm sorry, he's at 25 life and I'm at 19 life, and he's at now 1 card to my 6 cards. Almost any card game you'd ever play, going into turn 9, I want to be the guy with the 6 to 7 cards every single time. Illusion here is going to be an easy choice on this Dune Guardian. And then I'm going to finish off this behemoth here. Further advancing my Guan Yu to prevent body shots against my summoning stone. That guy is pretty good. But all he's going to be blocking right now is my fire giant. So it's not too bad. Luckily for me, this Doom Guardian still only has 6 life with my Jingwei in the back there. She's almost able to kill him by herself. And you throw in a Crescent Blade and he's done. So I'm pretty happy with the flow of how things are going at this point. I'm going to start getting more aggressive with killing this guy off. Just finish him and start advancing my own. And finish him as well. Now at this point, this is pretty much victory lap for me. 4 cards to deal with whatever he throws on the board, and he's now tapped on his card resource. Even though he still, at this point in the game, is ahead in life, that's quickly going to change. So I'm definitely happy because I missed out on getting the Soul avatar last week. So this was really nice for me to see my 5th win coming down. Just down to the edge, really. It was a great battle on this one. And I get to dismantle him at this point, to be honest. Good game, Raw. That was a well-played one. Alright. It's the 5th victory. And here's the proof. Well, I'll check you in the next games. This is Midnight out.